my Facebook. Can you have this first?
I think so. Whatever.
Say what up, dude.
What up, dude?
What up, dude? Alright, last but not least for the show, as always, in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros!
What up, ladies and gentlemen? SHIT.
So happy it's Thursday!
That's how we roll on the show. Hernan CS here, host of the Business Bros podcast, where we're helping you create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow. And I'm here with my co-host,
The Insurance Bro, James Sears with Pipeline Insurance, where we are empowering licensed professionals to effectively add insurance into their existing businesses.
See, I told you we'd get better at that.
Boom, second try, you got it.
Second try.
Fucking nailed it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with today's podcast, I want to remind you guys, we are in the insurance business. So if you guys got any referral business you want to send our way, we gladly appreciate it. We're going to take care of your clients. Plus, we want to offer you the opportunity to create wealth today and generational wealth tomorrow. The way we're going to do that is by giving you the opportunity to add insurance into your existing business. It's pretty easy. Look, we want you to get an insurance license so we can pay you a commission. If you don't think it's worth it yet, that's cool. I completely understand. Send us a referral business. What we're going to do is we're going to keep track of all the business that you send us. I'm going to send you a commission statement every month so you can see the check that you could receive if you get your license. Look, getting your license is simple. I'll give you an example of what happens today and how I can relate it to you guys. So in my financial algebra class, the kids are learning about taxes because it's tax season, right? And so we're going over W-2s today. We're talking about how, for those of you who have a W-2, right, box number 1 is your total wages, salaries, and tips. And then box number 3 and number 5 are the Social Security and Medicare wages. And there's a difference between them. And that usually has to do with tax-deferred payments. And so my kids are learning how to say things like tax-deferred and actually understand what deferred means. Like, I'm not going to pay the tax today. I'm going to pay it later. Like when you play football, right? It's kind of like when you play football. If you flip the coin at the beginning, you can choose. I'm going to receive the ball now, or I'm going to defer it to the second half. I'm going to receive the ball in the second half.
Just don't say kick.
Don't kick, yeah. Just don't say kick, yeah. So it's a deferred thing, right? And so what I tell my kids is, look, you're going to learn this today, and then what I want you to do is go home and ask your parents, let me take a look at your W-2, and explain to them what this difference is. And you're going to feel super smart because your parents probably have no idea how that works, right? They have no idea what it is. I want that same experience for you guys. I want to teach you guys what you need to know about the insurance industry, add it into your repertoire, into your business. So when you sit down with your clients and you explain to them what it is, they're going to look at you in awe. Your office is going to come to you for answers. You're the one who's going to elevate your status because you're going to become more intelligent, more of a resource, and bring more value to your people. And at the same time, you're going to get paid for being part of the business with us. And the most awesome part about the insurance business, it's the generational wealth for tomorrow part. As long as those clients remain with you, you get paid year after year after year.
Not to mention, we do all of that work to make sure that they do stay on board with Pipeline Insurance, because we're going to call them, make sure that they have everything they need every 6 to 12 months.
Exactly. Constant communication. That's what it's about.
That's
so
right.
We want to give you that opportunity. That's what the opportunity is all about. You guys need to check it out. 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. That's just how we roll. Show sponsor for today. I mean, that was kind of a long intro, but that's okay, right?
Oh, you were still on the intro?
Yeah,
Shoot,
no,
I thought you were talking.
Show sponsor for today is Resolution 2020 and Fuck Up Nights Volume 2 on February 25th.
So basically our sponsors are the events that you are speaking at or hosting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Resolution 2020 is pretty simple. We talked about it a few shows ago. Look, anytime is a good time for you to start your resolution. You might have had a New Year's resolution on January 1st. It's February. Many of you have fallen off the bus with your resolutions. But we're going to kick that right back into gear at Resolution 2020 with Cody Gibson as our main speaker. We're going to have neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, 90 minutes of that so you guys can get your mind straight. We can keep going. Plus, you're going to get to sit and listen to a panel of top producing agents, which I have the honor of moderating. All this stuff so that you get to learn how to get yourself into gear and become a shark and stop being a pufferfish, right? You want to be a shark, start getting things in front of you, go and attack, go out and make that money. That's Resolution 2020. It's on February 13th. Make sure you guys get your tickets as soon as possible. Use the promo code BOSS2020 to get an extra $10 off. So, boom, that's going to be February 13th. And then on February 25th, we got another event. It's called Fuck Up Nights. Look, Everybody messes up. If you're not messing up, it's because you're not taking action. It's pretty simple. You're going to mess up in business. You're going to mess up in life. What we do at this event is we get 3 speakers to come up and tell you their biggest fuck ups. It's where they messed up.
Do we know who our 3 speakers are?
So far, yes, we do.
Woo!
We got Viviana Oropesa.
What? The attorney in heels?
The attorney in heels. We got Jose Alvarado.
With Visionary Media.
And Francisco Pancho Lopez.
What?
With multiple things.
The greatest salesman in the world.
The greatest salesman in the world. So those are going to be our 3 speakers for this event. It's going to be February 25th. You can get your tickets over here. We're going to drop a link. It's going to be from 6:30 to 9:30, and I think they locked in the event location. I think it's downtown, but anyways, I'll get those details a little bit later. But
we're going to drop the link anyway.
We're going to be dropping the link anyway. So make sure you guys get your tickets. It's all about helping you guys prepare yourself mentally, prepare yourself to take action, to become a shark and go out there and make that money and help as many people as you possibly can. Because that's what it really what it comes down to, is to be of service to others.
Love it.
Boom.
Boom. All right, now we're through the intro.
Now we're through the intro.
Right,
that was a long intro, but you know what? It was useful information.
It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
My show, my ball. Give me my ball. I'm taking it and going home. All right. This morning we were talking. I was on the morning drive time thing.
Yep. I was listening in,
and I was talking a little bit about the 2 R's, right?
The 2 R's.
Oh yeah, I extended it. I made it an R, ARR, right? And basically, it came from an audio that I was listening, and I tried to pay attention to the name this time, so I knew where I got it from.
Nice.
So
Good
this
job.
came from
Good
Les
job.
Brown, right?
Okay.
So one of the things Les Brown talks about all the time, he's like, look, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna fall down in life, but if you fall down, try to land on your back, because if you can see. If you can see in front of you, you can get back up. You can keep going in that direction. So make sure you land on your back, right? And what he was trying to say in these 2 R's is that you're basically going to come across, whenever you have a decision, whenever you can reflect on your day, there's 2 things you're either going to say. You're either going to have a reason for what you didn't do, or you're going to have a result to what you did. And if you want to be productive in life, you need to focus your attention on the results aspect of what you're doing, right? You need to go after a result. You need to have some sort of goal where you attain something, you tried something, and you attained a result. I guess the best way for me to put it is, if you're going to decide to go for a walk, right? You're going to go for a run. You're going to hit your 1 mile in, I don't know, under 10 minutes or something. And you go out there and you go for your run, and you time yourself, you hit that mile marker. At the end of the 1 mile, did you get it under 10 minutes or did you get it over 10 minutes? Right? If you get it under 10 minutes, that's great. You have accomplished that goal. You have a result, whatever your result is, 9 minutes and 55 seconds. It's under 10 minutes. That's your result.
Now you can shoot for something better.
Or did you not make your result? Did you not reach your goal? Did you get like maybe a 12-minute mile, which is not where you wanted to be? You didn't achieve what your goal was. But regardless, that 12-minute mile is a result. Mm-hmm. You have taken the action necessary. The other thing you could have done was not gone on that run. And then when you're reflecting on yourself, or when somebody asks you, you're like, well, it was cold this morning, or, you know what, my leg hurt. Those are reasons, right? Excuses, right? These are the excuses that you're coming up with, that you're going to be telling yourself. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is that you want to achieve in life is at the end of having results. What the result is not as important as getting the result, because your results, you're going to fine tune them as you go. You're going to take these actions and you're going to get a little bit better. Maybe you didn't achieve your mile under 10 minutes. Maybe you're at 15 minutes for that first mile, or you know, it's horrible because you haven't ran in so many years. You're trying to get there and you end up walking the whole thing, and it's like a 17-minute mile. It's not about whether you got to that 10-minute mile the first time. It's about taking that action and achieving that result. So are you focusing your day on getting results, or are you focusing or when you reflect, are you getting more reasons, right? And I like this. I like the results and the reasons because I can relate it even to something as simple as my kids, right? So you have kids and you tell them, okay, today your chores are, you're going to clean your room and you're going to, I don't know, unload the dishwasher, right? The end of the day comes and it's time to check in because you got to make sure you hold them accountable. We want to make sure you're holding yourself accountable. And I ask my kids, I go, okay, all right, monkeys, because I call them monkeys, right? All right, monkeys, did you do your job? Did you clean your room? Did you unload the dishwasher? And they're going to tell me. It's either a, yes, I did, and I'm going to go and look at the results, right? The dish was put away. Okay, well, maybe you forgot to put the pans, or maybe you didn't put these cups away because you're short. You couldn't reach up there. Okay, cool. So we've modified this thing. Okay, put the cups in this section, and that way, I can put them away for you, whatever. But everything else is put away. Or you go to the room and it's the dreaded, everything looks like it's put away until I lift up the covers and look under the bed, and there's everything shoved under the bed, or everything
open the closet.
thrown in the closet, right? There's a result here. They did something, and now we can critique that and improve upon that. But you can't improve upon doing nothing. If they come back and they're like, well, I had a lot of homework to do, or, it's because, I knew I had to go to practice. Reasons, excuses. Mm-hmm. That's not what you're after in life, right? You have to decide that you want to make a change, and you're going to focus your attention on results. Are you results oriented? And you can take this all the way up into business, right? We talk about this in our own business all the time. We're looking at the numbers,
always.
Right? I mean, just recently, because we close the podcast the first Monday of every month, right? As far as guests are concerned, right?
Yep.
We don't schedule a guest the first Monday of every month. What do you do on that day?
I run everybody's numbers and see who produced what in the previous 3 months.
And we want to see that because A, we want to monitor their production, but B, it's the way our contract is structured. So if our agents who come on board, if they meet their quotas for the first 3 months, by the way, they pick their own quotas, then they drop their agency fees. They don't end up paying the commitment amount that they signed up for in the contract. So we want to see what their progress is. We want to see what their results are, so we can sit down and talk to them and be like, look, this is where you're at. You committed to X. You've achieved Y. It's either congratulations, you've achieved the goal, or, I'm sorry, you haven't achieved the goal. What can we do to help you get there?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's a result. It's something that we can fix or attain or get better. And so
something measurable.
But we do the same thing for ourselves. So you're going over these numbers, and what can you tell us about what the podcast has done for us?
Oh, like you're talking about the premium that's come in over? Yeah. Shoot, last month was really nice. I don't know. Throw a number out there, 20,000 in premium.
Direct from the podcast. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It means that what we're doing every single day, we are with intent, we're out here promoting the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. We're out here promoting what we do with the audience that's listening. Yep. We're looking for a result. That's our result. We can look back and say, look, we've put in all this time. This is the revenue that's come in from referrals based on what we're doing in this podcast.
Yep. Huge shout out and thank you to Vidal Espinosa, Jeffrey Redondo, Andres Guzman, Sinue Montoya, Riley Wiggins. Can't think of others off the top of my head, but
for sending referral business
and their own.
And we really appreciate it. And we do our best to make sure that we strive to do the quality work that we talk about all the time. And we want our agents to do the same type of thing. So but it's a matter of getting out there and showing those results. This last week, I've had multiple real estate leads that have come in through the podcast, right? And it comes because they're coming because we're constantly putting out this kind of information. Like we know, right? If you guys are trying to actively put out, excuse me. Trying to actively put out content on your own social media feeds on a regular basis, I like the thought of having this type of platform, the podcast platform, because I know that most of you do not listen to the show 30 minutes all the way through every single episode, every single day. Some of you do, especially if you have a job that's driving, you have content that you listen to. I'm sure some of you do, and I appreciate that. But
we love you.
Yeah, we absolutely love you. But most times what you guys do consume is what we do with the 30-minute content. We take this long form piece of content and we shrink it into 60-second posts.
More or less, yeah.
Right. Like today's post, great post by our Visionary Media team, right? They take the clips from our 30-minute show, they condense them. Did you happen to see today's post?
I didn't actually.
It's you mostly.
Oh, what?
Which is pretty cool.
I talked?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And we're talking about a training that we had gone to and how we use synergy, right? In getting people together, not just, trying to create value for one individual person, but trying to get synergistically, where a group of us can help each other out. Right. How do we help our referral partners grow their particular businesses? So it's a great little piece of segment, right? That show was 30 minutes long. But we've taken that long form show and we've cut it into small bite-sized pieces, and that's the stuff that's really grabbing people's attention. That's where people are looking and saying, you know what, that's true. I should implement that.
That's what these
That's
guys
a good
are
idea.
saying.
That's, maybe I should try that. But that's what allows you to do that. So some of you, you can get behind a mic like this, or you can take your cell phone camera and you can talk into it. I've been doing the morning stuff. You can download your live stories and cut and repurpose that content, but it's going to be that consistent factor. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for if at the end of the day, I were to ask you, how much content did you put out today? How many content pieces? And you give me reasons why you didn't do it. Right? And then you wonder why social media doesn't work for you and doesn't give you referrals, and how you're not growing your business and this thing doesn't work and I told you so and blah, blah, blah. These are all reasons in your head. These are all excuses in your head that you're putting out. Laugh track or clap track.
Yep. That's not the one that I like, though. Let's see.
But that one works.
Oh, that's terrible.
That one's horrible.
Nope.
All right, that one's cool.
That one's good?
Cool. That one's
all right,
cool.
we're just kind of trying them out right now.
Yeah. I'll look for some
That's
sounds because
terrible.
I actually have a subscription.
This is pretty good. Yeah?
Yeah, I have a subscription to,
All right,
to
cool.
different sounds, and I'll show you where it's at.
Well, for the time being.
For the time being.
The time is 16 minutes and 2 seconds. We interrupt today's regularly scheduled #1 podcast in San Diego for a purely selfish, completely irreverent, sell-out cash grab word from our sponsor. Hernan, what are we selling today?
I'm trying to give you guys more of an education. So here's what we're going to do. I've already spoken in depth about the Resolution 2020 that's coming up. That's February 13th. The links is in the show notes. I have already talked about Fuck Up Nights. That's going to be February 25th, right? Links is in the show notes. You guys can buy your tickets for that. But what I really want to give you the opportunity to do is go out and get these licenses. Here's one of the cool things about being part of the Business Bros Network. You got to go to www.businessbros.biz, right? Become part of the Business Bros Network. If you become part of our referral network and you do become one of our agents, you're never going to have to worry about continuing education again. We're going to want you to get the license for property and casualty so we can pay you a commission. Go to MikeRuss.org and get your pre-licensing done. Use the promo code business.bros, right? Now you have your property and casualty license, but because you're part of the pipeline team, because you're part of the Business Bros Network, you're not going to ever have to pay for your CE ever again. Not for your real estate license, not for your property and casualty license. And if you get your life insurance license, not for the life insurance license. We're going to take care of you guys. So make sure you guys become part of the Business Bros Network. That's businessbros.biz. And if you just want to hang out with us on that network, you guys can go ahead and do that. If you're just a listener, you want to know what's going on in the neighborhood, be part of our email list, go ahead and go there. But if you really want to be part of what we're doing, that's where you got to go. businessbros.biz. Boom.
That's a good promo. I like that one.
Thank you.
And now, back to the #1 podcast in San Diego, the Business Bros Pod.
All right, so we're talking about results, right? So that's kind of the point with the whole get your education type stuff. You have to have enough knowledge to be able to talk to your clients about multiple different things, I believe, right? In a day and age where you as an individual are answer based, right? In other words, you have a question, what do? You Google it. You get the answer as fast as possible. So I believe that you need to be more and more educated, have these certifications and these other things. Even if you do specialize, I still strongly believe that you specialize. If you're an LO, you specialize in the loans. You grab these other licenses so that you have the opportunity to talk about these things, so that you can open up a conversation and you can also refer out and get paid. That's the biggest portion. That's the biggest part of what today is in business, is when you're talking about results oriented, you're looking at your profit and loss statement every month. And are you making money? Are you in the black or are you in the red, right? Are you profiting or are you losing money? And if you're losing money, you need other additional revenue sources. The revenue source you have currently is not enough. So you need to open up another space. It doesn't mean you need to start a whole new business venture. But what it does mean is you need to look within your business and find the opportunities that exist to increase the revenue there. So I've been watching on Netflix the evolution of hip hop. I'm obviously I do little rap videos, so that stuff
love
is
that show,
fun
by
and
the way.
fascinating, right? And you would think that my favorite story is the Eminem story, but it's not actually.
Haven't even got there yet.
My favorite story is the Jay-Z story.
Oh.
Right? And the reason why the Jay-Z story is so fascinating to me is because he's a business person first and foremost. He's always had this rap skills. And in the story, it talks about how he was a great rapper. He would go to these battles and he was just, tearing people up. And he had great MC skills. But people were not signing him. He was still a young kid. He was 16, 17 years old, whatever, tearing it up. And people just wouldn't sign him. They didn't understand how his lyrics were put together exactly. I don't know. For whatever reason, labels didn't want to sign him. And so he decided, he just kind of disappeared from the rap game for a while. And when his two partners that ended up starting Rockefeller Records, when they finally decided, hey, we want to make him the face of the next big star because he has that much skill, they went looking for him and they couldn't find him. Finally, they did find him, and they were trying to convince him to get back into the rap game, and he was just like, nah, that's not for me. It's not my thing, right? And the reason why he was not gonna do it is because he was making money on his own. He would take products, flip them, sell them. He was making his own money. And so he didn't see how rap was going to be a place for him to make money because he was already doing it on his own. They talked about how he was 17 years old. When he met with these guys, he was wearing these Air Force Ones that are super expensive, but he's from the hood, right? He's in the projects, whatever. So how can a kid like this afford this? You can easily see that he's out there hustling as a business person before he even got into the business.
Right.
And so they convinced him, they told him, they're like, look, we're going to do this completely different, right? We're going to be here. We know how to make money, and we're going to throw money at this. They would have these concerts together, right? They ended up starting Rockefeller together, these three guys. And so they would have these concerts together, and they would perform. Jay-Z would perform, and then at the end of the show, they would take $1,000 and they would throw it into the crowd, right? And because they knew that they had money and they could create an audience for themselves using the skills that they had. And they had this idea of, we're going to create we're going to make Jay-Z a big name. And then through that, we're going to create affiliate businesses. We can do clothing lines. We can do cologne. We can do whatever else. Jay-Z is huge today, not because he's a great rapper, which is true. He is a great rapper, but that's not his biggest thing. Is he's an entrepreneur first.
Yep. And
he found ways within his niche to carve out other income streams using his platform.
It's wild.
And that to me was like, damn, that's impressive, right? That's why he's iconic now. That's why he's at the top of his game. You look at other rappers and they sell records and they make a lot of money, and that's great, but do they have the sense to build a business outside? He had that natural entrepreneurial ability to look at a business and say, I can take this product, I can sell it for a profit, take my profit, reinvest it, grow from there. Right? That's results oriented. He was results oriented from the beginning, and that's what happens. You guys have your businesses right now. You have an existing business, right? It's a tax office, or it's a mortgage office, or whatever it is. This is your existing business. If it is not generating enough revenue that you need, what can you do within your business to increase your revenue? Maybe you need strategic partners so that you can refer business out. That thought process, that additional thing that you can offer your client is going to be the revenue that's going to send you into the black. That's going to take you to that next level. That's going to give you the ability to get the marketing that you want to do, to hire a team like Visionary Media. They're expensive, but they do quality work. And you want to hire the best people on your team, right? And that's how that works. You need to look inside what you're already doing to find ways to help your clients just a little bit more. And it doesn't mean that you have to be the expert to do it. That's the key, right? The mistake that most of us make is we try to find an additional revenue source within our business, or an additional revenue source. So we go out and we start this other self-employed business. And now I've made this mistake. Now you have, a tax business. This is me, by the way. Now you have a tax business where you have clients that you need to service on a year over year. Now you have a real estate business where you need to decide whether you're going to go on listing appointments or buyer consultations, or you're going to go to the tax appointment. And then you have, a podcast over here, and you're doing all these different things yourself. And then you wonder why you burn out. And then you wonder why you quit. And then you wonder why those revenue streams dry up, because you don't have enough time in your day. You're trying to do it all by yourself. capitalize on the opportunities that you have within your business,
Synergy.
but use strategic partners to get there. That's what we're offering you. We're offering you a strategic partnership. We don't want you to do more work. The only work we need you to do is get a license so we can pay you. But aside from that, we are going to help you accomplish your goal of increasing your revenue, of generating wealth for you today and generational wealth for you tomorrow. It comes from finding the opportunity within your business, the one that you don't see yet. We see it for you. We just got to get you to see it too. Woo! All right, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. I wonder if it shows up though, but I hope it does.
We'll see. We'll find out.
So, by the way, if you didn't hear that, that was the clap track.
Well, anybody live will most likely hear that. But I don't know if anybody
on the
if
replay
they'll hear
will?
it on the podcast, on the replay.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's-
either way. So I mean that's really what we wanted to do today. I wanted to really focus my attention today on today's podcast on those two R's, right? And in the morning I added an A in the front of those two R's, so it was R, right?
R.
And it was audit your reasons and your results, right? You have
Nice.
to audit yourself, and the way that you can audit yourself pretty simply. This is not like an IRS audit. Don't freak out, right? The audit that we're talking about
It's your own audit.
is your own audit. It's your reflection in the morning, whether you're journaling in the morning to be intentional about what your day is going to be, or at the end of the day reflecting on what actually happened. But this is where you audit yourself. This is where you write down, how were you today? Were you productive? Did you complete that one thing that you were supposed to complete? Do you have results for today, or do you have reasons? Right? Did you clean your room? Or did you make up an excuse?
Damn.
Right? That's really what it comes down to. So audit, reasons, and results. Arr. Right? It's the pirate way. Arr. It's the C thereafter.
It's the C there. It's the C they love.
Which we can do that. We can do a C too. We can do consistency. Paging Gary V. Does anybody know what that is?
Speaking of
Paging
consistency.
Speaking of consistency. So those of you on the live can hear it. Those of you on the replay can't. What we're doing is we're playing the Gary V parody. So we launched this thing, right? And I had great expectations for this thing. Like I have huge expectations. And it's done okay. It's done pretty good. But I haven't gotten Gary V to hear it yet. And if he has, I haven't had an acknowledgement from him. So I am looking for results every single day. I'm on his Twitter posts and I'm posting to Twitter and commenting on his stuff, and like I would do anyways. But now I'm saying, hey, I just hope you check out our parody, and I drop in the link. So I'm
Every
Every time. So I'm getting people to do that. I don't just do it on Gary V's posts, by the way. I do it on other people's posts that I know Gary V associates with. So D-Rock, for example. D-Rock posts something. I comment on his. And it's not like spam comment, by the way. It's something that relates to what they're talking about. Like I saw D-Rock put a post the other day that said something like try to step out of your box, right? Don't be in your own box or something like that. And so I posted something along the same lines. I'm like, yeah, you need to carve out your own niche and create your own box. You don't need to be in somebody else's box. By the way, I hope you check out our parody video. You were mentioned in it. Here's the link, right? I'm trying to bring value, but at the same time show you that, hey, I got something for you guys. And I'm going to keep doing it. And in the meantime, maybe Gary doesn't see it. Maybe D-Rock doesn't see it. But his fans are starting to see it.
I mean, last I looked on at least the Facebook one, there was like 3,600 views. Are you sharing the YouTube link?
I'm sharing the YouTube link, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So YouTube doesn't have that many views.
No.
But again, it's just constantly trying to go out there. I'm looking for my results. And every day that Gary doesn't do it is an L for me, right? I lose that day. But at least I have my results. I can look back and say, well, where did I contact him? Did I contact him on Twitter? Did I contact him on LinkedIn? Did I show it on Instagram? Did I show, you know what I mean? Like there's results there each and every time. I don't have a reason or excuse at the end of my day saying, oh, I was just too tired or I got too busy. I make it a point to do it. So I can guarantee myself that if I continue to do it, eventually at some point, he's going to see it. And I'll get a contact and I'll get at the very least, I'll get a DM or a thumbs up or a retweet or something. Right?
Yep.
I'm going to get a result because I'm taking action every single day. That's what I want you guys to do. That is my focus for today. Take action. There is something going on in your business. There's an opportunity in front of you. Stop making excuses. Stop having reasons and start taking action. Find those strategic partners to help you out. Find a way to do that. We want to be one of your strategic partners. We want to help increase your bottom line. We want to help make your business better. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow. All right, ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Started listening, engaging with
Bye-bye.
my listeners. They started
And we're out.
interacting. I was acting like the person I'm becoming. Now it's working. Now every business person who I'll be interviewing is trying to sell you something or trying to make the phone ring. We talk a lot about marketing, wishing you the best of luck. Now